So you just told me that when you're in the lawn care business, you typically had referrals, and with these referrals, they'd call you, you'd show up at their door, you'd listen to them, what their needs are, or what they think their problem is. Then you tell them what the real problem is. You tell them what you believe the best solution is. You give them the pitch of what you have to offer and what the price would be, and then you let them make the decision.
Mm-hmm.
Correct?
Correct.
Am I missing any steps?
In that process? No, I don't know.
Okay. Now, in that industry, you were selling a service, but it kind of was a product too, because after you fixed their lawn, they could see it, touch it, feel it, right?
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of both, because you have products that are tangible, you have services that are what you're doing now.
Mm-hmm.
The number one thing you're going to have to protect is your intellectual property, because the type of sales that you're doing now is your brain. It's your knowledge. So what we need you to do is start retraining your mind in a sales process that's knowledge-based. And what I mean by that is this. When you went to the financial advisor, who set that appointment?
I did.
You did. And he was kind enough to meet with you, and they listened. But in the lawn care industry, the funnel that you had, they called you. In the service funnel right now, you're calling them. The next step was they had a need. Right off the bat, did the financial advisor see a need? Okay.
No.
So why go any further in the process till you establish a need? See where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
So let me ask you,
Yes.
what do you think you could have done to establish a need with the financial advisor? And look at, man, you and me, we're both honest guys. We believe in God first and morality. But you and I both know you can truly help him. He's making X dollars. Why not make 2X? Why not multiply that income? But he's just seeing, I'm getting fat as a pig right now. But guys who like getting fat as a pig, they want to get fatter. So what need could you set up in his mind that's true, but he's just not seeing? You've already said it. You said 5 things.
Yeah.
So
well, I mean,
what does he need and why?
he needs set himself up as a local business. You know, he's got 3 going on 4 locations. There's almost nothing that shows they're a local business. If somebody's local is not searching for them, he's relying on the agents to get in touch with more people. He's not gathering and using reviews. So he's losing credibility indicators as a reputable business versus, you know, every other business that doesn't have any.
All right, you're killing me. You're right. You're giving me all little details.
Yeah.
Bottom line, why is that important?
Because it's going to help him grow his business long term.
Ding, 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 ding. Okay. So you're saying to this gentleman, you're doing awesome. Congratulations. What you're doing is amazing. What a business model. Okay? You're complimenting. Let him know that you understand that what he's doing is noteworthy, right? Kind of stroking the ego a little bit. But now you have to warm and say, you want to keep this up, right? Ask a question. Excuse me. You want to keep this up, right? How do you plan to sustain this long term? And then listen. And then
I can almost tell you his answer. It's going to say, well, we're just going to go to the next city. And he showed me his map. He had his map on the wall. He's like, we have a location here and here and here. opening one here, and here are where we want to open our next offices.
That's beautiful. He's got a plan.
Yeah.
He has a vision. So what you need to think is, here's what I can do, and here's my expertise. And you are an expert. Here's his vision. How do these two fit? So you don't need to get hung up on local. He cares about growth and results. So it's not, you keep saying local, local, local. And all he cares about, it seems, is growth, money, growth, money, growth, money. He's not talking about helping people. Not many people in the insurance industry care. They say they do. They put on the smile and oh, it's so hard and but they really don't care. So this is what you need to do.
That's why I didn't make it in the insurance business.
Exactly. But they're all, not all.
Yeah.
But they're mostly watch The Incredibles, that little segment where Mr. Incredible's in the office of the boss, and he's telling him how a company runs like a clock. Did you ever see that?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, go watch that clip. It's very revealing, but that's how most of these scumbags think. Not all. I know some great insurance agents, but most of them are dirtbags.
Yeah.
So, needless to say, what you need to do is you need to tap into the growth and how you can help him access that. Now, how could you do this? Well, you know your business. You just need to connect with him on that level. So use an illustration. I can feed you illustrations all day long. What type of illustration, story, parable, example, what kind of illustration, when you're working with a client, you look at cover to cover in the Bible, how did Jesus communicate with people? Through illustrations, through stories, through parables. He connected with people in a way they can understand. I don't care if you're working with a hands-on business person or an executive of a Fortune 25 company. Everybody wants clear and simple. So if you're talking to someone and in your mind you know, okay, they want growth, I can do this. They're collecting a lot, but they're missing so much more. How can I show them that I can help them collect that? What's an illustration or parable or story that you can think of that might be able to help with this?
I don't know. One man with an axe cutting down a tree versus two men with a saw. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
All right, this is what you need to think of. See, this is what I was saying. In sales, you need to think through your sales process. I'm proud of you, man. You went out there and went after it, but you jumped the gun. You didn't build that sales process in your mind, and because you skipped that step, you're learning. You're just having to learn the harder way. You know, I tell my kids all the time, there's two ways to learn. They are the easy way and the hard way. Now, this hard way is not that bad, so don't worry about it. This is actually a good experience. He sees you're sincere, and honestly, it's better to learn by being thrown to the fire. So what you need to do is this. You need to paint a picture for him. And it can be anything that you connect with, but moreover, anything that he connects with. So tell me, I don't need to know this guy's name, but something personal about him. Do you know anything he likes or is interested in? You don't know?
Not really. Like when I work for him yeah, I mean, he likes going to Cancun. Like,
all right. He likes going to Cancun.
Yeah, he likes going to Mexico with his wife.
All right.
But other than that, like, I couldn't tell you like what he likes to do or anything. Like, I've probably had, I mean, I worked for the guy for 6 months, but I probably had less than an hour's worth of conversation with him, maybe 30 minutes.
Okay.
You know, because he was the top manager, and then there was a manager underneath who I was directly reporting to.
Okay.
So I don't know.
When you were talking with him, the things that you were working with him on, did he come across as a family man, a money man? Did he come across with any interests or hobbies, tennis?
Yeah, he's a money guy. He's happy because he's making lots of money, and he pointed that out several times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then this is what you got to do. I'm going to make this up. I mean, you got to think through the people you're working with, know them, research them before the meeting as much as you can. If that's not a possibility, you're thrown into it, you got to improvise. You're looking around the office, or at the beginning, if you get the chance to make small talk. Down south, it's easy to make small talk. Up north, it's get to business, and then if I like you, we'll talk personal. Down south, man, they're going to talk to you about their mom, their dog, their cat, their brother, the wart on their foot. Then they'll get to business. So both are people. Both are good people. But the process to get to conversation and business is different based on the region of the country. Here, for the average business owner, man, no problem spending time talking. They're very open to that. So if you get the chance to talk to this guy or look around his office and you see a picture of him with a giant swordfish or windsurfing or going to Cancun, ask him, say, oh man, have you been to Cancun? I've never been there. What's it like? Or yeah, me and my wife went there. We love going to blah, 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 blah. Have you been there? Try to connect. Now, if all we know about this guy is Cancun, I'm making this up right now as we go randomly. Say, man, so what do you like to do in Cancun? And just make something up. What do you like to do in Cancun, Elvin?
Go to the beach.
Go to the beach. Man, me and my wife and I, we went down to the Caribbean, and right off the beach, they had snorkeling. Do they have that kind of stuff in Cancun?
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. Have you ever tried it?
Yeah, I went there twice and did that.
Oh, that's awesome, man. What kind of, did you get to like dive or dig for anything, or what was it like down there?
It was just like snorkeling at the top of the water. It was kind of deep water.
That's cool, man. Did you get to bring back any souvenirs?
Yeah, we brought some souvenirs back from Cancun.
Oh, what'd you get?
Shot glasses.
Shot glasses underwater? That's some good scuba diving.
Oh, not from underwater. I don't know.
All right, man. Well, let's just.
But I see what you're saying,
Okay.
and I do that.
Well, hold up. So now
Okay.
you got, when you were underwater, if you saw a gold doubloon, what would you have done?
Went and got it.
Absolutely. And if you saw 5 gold doubloons, what would you do?
Went faster and got it.
Okay, because what's going to happen if you don't pick it up? The tide just uncovered this buried treasure, and there's lots of it. What are you going to do?
Gonna go get it.
How much of it?
As much as I can possibly get.
Exactly. So why are you satisfied with getting a third of the opportunity in your market right now in Pensacola, where I could help you get the other 2/3?
Yeah. So you took what his interest was and made the story out of it.
The story was truly me being interested in what he's saying, but I needed to make a connection with him, and I needed him to see the answer. Do you think if I approached you that way, you'd stop and think like, damn, why am I satisfied with 1/3 when I got 2/3 sitting there? If I was physically there, I'd be grabbing that stuff and shoving it in my pockets of my wife's bikini. But here I am. I've been so blinded by the money I was picking up, I wasn't taking the rest of it, just sitting there calling out to me.
Yeah.
Now, to a man who's interested in money and gain and growth, what do you think his response would be?
Yeah, I want that.
Sign right here. We'll get started today.
Yeah.
It works, man. What are you thinking? Your thoughts? You know the saying, right? Your beliefs affect your behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Your behavior affects your emotions. Your emotions affect your responses, and your responses affect your display, your actions. So we need to start what you're thinking right now. Are you buying that, or are you thinking that's not going to work, or I can't do that? What is going through Eldon's brain?
No, I get what you're saying, but I have a hard time doing that. I don't know, I guess maybe I just have a hard time closing, say, this is what it is. This is what the deal is. We're
here.
Yeah, I know.
Dude, I'm ugly. I'm never going to be a fashion model, even with lots of plastic surgery. But you know what? The stuff that I can practice and get good at, like sales, I practice. It's a process. You're here taking the step that most people never take to get coaching, right?
Mm-hmm.
In this coaching session, we're seeing a need, we're seeing an opportunity, and you have to do nothing but practice. You're not going to go out and be like, Zig Ziglar on the first try, but you're going to get really good at it. and you're going to get good at it fast. And the only difference is take this first step. Listen to them, find out what their goals are, what the vision is, think about what you're doing and how you can help them achieve that goal, and then show them the map. Now, that doesn't mean, did I once talk to you about detail?
No.
Did I tell you I'm going to go and I'm going to redo your Google page, your analytics, or I'm going to go ahead and get your reviews up? Did I give any detail? Do you need to do that?
So this is what you want, and I can get you there.
Yep. And if they ask how, say, man, you don't go to a restaurant and they tell you the secret sauce recipe. You just enjoy the burger. So it's real simple math. You're going to hire me. We're going to start today. I'm going to help you achieve your dreams and goals. And if I'm not pulling my weight in 3 months, you fire me. But if I am pulling my weight, you're just going to start investing more in the program. Because with what I do, it's completely return on investment. You invest $1, you typically get back $2. You invest $1,000, you typically get back $3. You invest $10,000, well, you typically go on vacation for 11 months a year. That's it. I mean, you bring numbers that are truthful, but that's kind of how the process works. You sell intellectual property. You sell wisdom and truth for business. You don't have to give them the map, because you're just like that other meeting you had where the gentleman stopped your lunch, called the other marketing guy, and said, this is a great idea, let's do it. You got one heck of a pat on the back, but how much money is in your back pocket? Goose egg. That's right. So I love you, brother. So that's what I want you to work on this week. I want you to continue to develop your website. I want you to continue to contact customers. But when you're going into these sales meetings, you need to change your mind. You need to change the way you're thinking about it. Really, all you need to do is you know who you are and what you can do. You need to believe in that. Because if you don't believe in it, nobody else will. Then you need to listen to what their goal is and their vision. Understand where they're at and show them the map to how to get there in the sense of using your services. Okay?
Yeah.
So you're going to get in there, know them, establish the need, and close the deal. Now, there's a lot more we can talk about. But this is going to take you a little bit to wrap your mind around, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, what are you thinking? What are you thinking right now? Or tell me what you're feeling. I don't care if you tell me thinking.
Think what?
Tell me what you're thinking or what you're feeling.
Well, like you said, I know you're an expert at what you do. And like one part of me says like, yes, I know how to do it. But the other part of me says like, I can't look somebody in the eye and say, look, I'm a complete expert at this. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm doing things that I haven't done before. You know,
everybody is. There's a guy he's a famous marketing consultant, and he learns every day. And he is the expert in the industry, but he's still learning every day, and so are we. You are helping people in an area that they are not experts. So you don't have to use the term expert. I don't use the term expert because who's ever the expert? I mean, unless you're God, people might think they're a God, small g, or might think they're the expert. They might be the best of the slow reading group, the fast kid in the slow reading group. But the fact is, they're still learning too. There's nobody who's in perfect model aside from Christ. So
and that's what I have a hard time. I have a hard time, like in the sales process. Like even, I guess I probably even had the same problem with, and I probably had this, and I probably shot myself in the foot more times than not in the lawn care business, because like I would sit down, I would say, look, this is the problem. You can do this, this, and this. Well, you also have this problem, but you can fix it this way. Instead of me saying it's $100 for me to fix that problem for you. You know what I'm saying?
They didn't call you there for them to fix it. They called you there for you to fix it. You got to put more value into you. And when you believe what you're worth, other people will too.
Yeah.
All three of these meetings that you told me about today, they have the same thread. You went in there not with a sales mentality. And sales doesn't mean find it and close it. It means truly understand what their goal is and show them how you can help them achieve it. That's what sales is to me, is helping and serving people.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to get into that mindset, and you also need to believe in the Kool-Aid you're selling. Because you're not selling Kool-Aid, you're actually selling milk and something with nutrients. Again, the pest control service you went to, I wrote down in my notes, be careful not to give them too much information. And some people purposely give you a hard time, so you let your guard down and you keep giving them more information than you should. That's a technique people use all the time.
Yeah.
They get information for free, and that's how they kind of played you. And again, I wrote down, know your audience. Did you know, don't say the name because we're recording this session, but the gentleman you were talking with, do you know that his role is everything you were trying to sell?
Yeah.
You knew that?
Yeah.
So that's an extra landmine you need to consider, because if you say it's not good enough or you're missing opportunity, what's a man's ego going to do?
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah.
What I'm saying is, if you're not walking very carefully in that type of environment, see how it's even a harder sale? You need to really think through, what am I saying and how? Is this guy the key decision maker? And if he isn't, how can I make him look good so he signs off on this and brings it to who is? So you can say stuff like, man, you're doing a great job here, and you really are getting in traffic. But again, use that illustration.
Yeah, well, I did that. I mean, I did, because I was like, he was like, well, if you'd walked in the door 3 years ago, we'd probably been the first one to sign up, with you. And I said, yeah.
Well, what's different?
Like, huh?
What's different between now and 3 years?
He's got some hard knocks.
But is he still taking advantage of all the opportunity?
Yeah.
Yes, he is, or yes, you understand?
No, yeah, I mean, yeah, they're not.
So that's the connection you need to make with him. You've come a long way, but there's still more opportunity, and I can help you with that.
Yeah.
The same connection you need to make.
And that's how I left it. And I wouldn't, I guess maybe I'm a little too direct at some things, and maybe I need to learn how to butter it up and stroke the ego, like you said. Like, I mean, I was pretty direct. I was like, y'all are missing the boat on social media. Like, I was just like,
that's it. So you just basically told the man he's no good at what he does.
Yeah.
That's what
but in his own admission, he said, we know we need to spend more resources and more time doing it.
Okay.
And so my response was, I know I can help you. I know I can be that person to help you do that. So that was
okay.
So
when he said, we need help, and you said, I can be that guy,
I didn't close the deal.
How did you deliver the value? What can you do for me, Eldon?
I can help you grow your social media followings.
How?
By creating customer engagement and good content that your clients and potential clients are interested in to help you brand as an expert.
All right, how?
I just said how.
Okay, you were giving me all this stuff you're going to do again, and how I'm going to get to engage and this and that, and you're just going through long stuff. So either I've shut you off in my brain, like click, that's done, he's just talking, or I'm going to keep saying how. Well, how do you plan to do that? What are you going to do different than me? And I'm just going to prod you and poke you until you give me information. Well, for instance, your Google Plus page, you don't have one. So that guy's either going to probe you for information or shut you down mentally. You got to make that connection. You got to start by saying, what are your goals for this year? So did he tell you what his goals were for 2014?
No.
You missed the boat, man.
I'm missing the boat too.
No, that's what I'm saying. You got to find out what these people's goals are and then explain to them and show them that you can help them get there. Okay? Now we're going to start off, again, pretty soon, I'm going to let you take my advertising and just run with it. And then you can at least have me for a testimonial, like, bang, I started with Eldon in this amount of time. We had this much return on investment. Bang. Look at that. Okay. And you have the people that you have and use them as testimonials and referrals and show numbers of growth, because you're going to be honest about it. Most people are lying. And that's what's sad. It makes me just want to slap them in the head or worse. But the fact is, we live in an environment where so many people lie, people expect everybody to lie to them.
Yeah.
That's not the way it should be. So you got to work uphill battle to prove the truth. Now, what I want you to work on this week is I want you to put together a map for the ideal sales process. Okay? That wasn't something that we did last week, is it?
I mean, I don't know what I guess it's just do it and test it, set up a couple different processes and test them until I figure out which one works.
Okay. You're writing down with the information that you know right now what you believe would be the ideal sales process. Okay? Then when you go into these meetings, you're going to try to stick as closely as you can to that outline, to that agenda, to those points.
Mm-hmm.
And then when people start diverting from that plan, you're going to gently bring them back, or you're going to learn something that there's a better way. And again, the best way to learn is through being thrown into the fire and experience. But you're going to rapidly and quickly and deeply learn what you need to do and what you don't need to do. So what I want you to do is I want you to put together a mental flow of how can I sell this service without giving away the secrets, building value, and connecting with these individuals. And that's going to be a huge step, because all three of these illustrations that you just told me about, they all hinge on the same scenario. You didn't connect, you didn't show value, and you didn't show me why I should go with you. Now, want to hear the good news?
It's good news.
You fell. But good news. Adjustment falls 7 times and riseth up again. So just get back up, man. You just keep going.
Yeah, I wasn't down about it, but like I said, neither of those were like closed doors. Like they said, both said, "Hey, we'll talk to you later." But that may just be the nice way to say, "Hey, peace. We're not talking to you again."
No, I think this is what, from what you're telling me, this is what I'm hearing. Eldon, we really like you. We think you're a nice guy. Okay, with girls and with clients, nice is no good. Okay, if somebody says he's a nice guy, that means I'm not interested. Okay, so they're saying, I think you're a nice guy. I trust you. And if you ever get something worth talking to me about, you're welcome back. But right now, I'm not giving you any money. So next time you come, you got one chance. You got one chance to go up there and show them, I'm here to play. I can bring you to the next level, but you're just going to have to, you got the rapport now, you got the trust, and that's some of the most important stuff. But you're going to have to really bring your A game to deliver a value. But you can do it, man. You really can. You have the product. You have the service. You just got to let it rip. All right?
All right.
All right. So work on that. And today's Tuesday. Try to get me a process map by Friday. Okay? Keep making calls. Keep setting appointments. Work on this live. There's not enough hours in the day to just be sitting. So keep up the flow and go. Any last minute questions before we hang up?
No, just gotta, like I said, get that process in place and start, putting stuff into it and testing it out, and then fell again.
No. You don't know, man. It could be the next time's a big success.
Yeah. What? Yeah. Could be the next.
It could be. It probably will be. The reason why you put a process map together and you go through the sale in your head is you play how you practice. And when you over and over and over imagine the perfect way in your head, you'll start living it. I remember when I was in wrestling my sophomore year, it was my first year of wrestling, and I was doing pretty good. And then my knee blew out. And I was like, I really love this sport. It's my first year. All these other guys have done it for years, but now I'm coming in first year and I'm getting to tool some of them. So I was really excited, right? Then my knee blows out. So I'm thinking, well, that's a waste. I don't even know if I'll be back this season. But I'm like, you know what? There's a lot of exercise and conditioning I can still do, and I can watch. So I positioned my injured butt by the best wrestlers. And for like 8 weeks, I just watched them and watched them and watched them and did the counter and the whistle. And I watched them and I watched them. And I truly didn't know what was going on. And then when I got cleared to go back and my knee was stronger, it was an amazing transformation. Even though I didn't actively wrestle, I mentally did, and I just sucked in good wrestling for weeks. And then I became a better wrestler. So that's why you can watch videos, you can talk to people, but you got to play it through your mind so it becomes real to you. And when you play it through your mind, it becomes real to you, you start living out that. And that's a principle that works good and bad. If you're playing out bad scenarios in your head, I'm no good, this is going to fail, it's going to be terrible, you're going to fulfill that prophecy. But if you're like, no, we can do this, I've had this success before, we're going to have it again, it's just going to be on a bigger scale, then that's going to happen too. So you will live up to the expectation you set. And with everything, you do it through Christ. Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ who strengtheneth me. That's what you want to trust in, God. You do your best, you accept your best, and God will bring the increase. And that's the truth.
Yeah.
Sound good?
Sound good.
Ready to go?
Yep.
All right, brother. We love you. Have a great week and call me if you need me.
All right, man.